What is up, guys? Rick is here, and I wanted to bring you an LMG tip video that will hopefully help you get those big scores with the LMGs. Now, frankly, too many people are not using anything other than silenced SMGs, and I've got to be frank, just because T. Martin said the best gun in the game is the MSMC does not mean you're going to be getting dogs with it. Okay, now that's not a diss to T. Martin, I'm just saying his playstyle is different, everyone's playstyle is different. And I've seen people try to use submachine guns essentially like they should be using LMGs or sniper rifles, alright? Honestly, if you hear that a gun is the best gun, it may not be the best gun for you. You have to find a gun that fits your playstyle. And I find the LMG is actually pretty effective. I hopped on last night and used the LMG, all the LMGs, except for the hammer because I prestige recently, quite a bit, and I had a lot of fun getting these clips for you guys. And honestly, the LMGs are totally underused. They're quite powerful. So just some general tips to help you do better. Tip number 1, no launchers. How Black Ops does the speed and movement is basically whatever gun you have currently equipped is how fast you move, alright? So if you switch to a knife or a pistol and then run, you'll run at 100% speed, and then when you switch to your LMG, you'll then slow back down, okay? Modern Warfare 3 was the opposite. If you had an LMG on, no matter what you were carrying, you'd always run LMG speed. So if you want to get that bonus from running, just have an LMG and then have something light so you can switch, run quickly to an area and then switch back to your LMG so you're not slowed down. I get the idea of having a launcher on an LMG, like for air support. If you don't shoot it with the launcher, you can finish off with LMG, but honestly the run bonus is very, very nice to have, and it'll get you places where you want to be so you can set up defensively with your light machine gun. Number 2, a lot of people say play more campy, but I'm just going to say play slowly. And what I mean is, don't be the first into a room. When you run a corner and you see guys are on the minimap or coming around the corner, like if I had an LMG and I was on hijacked and I saw people were coming around, you know, one of the right sides, if I had an SMG, I would try to run there and beat them to it and then jump around the corner and get in close range. But with an LMG, you just want to set up and let them come to you. Now, this doesn't mean camp, and frankly, if you're in one location and you kill 5 or more guys, get the heck out of there. That doesn't mean, I'm not saying get out of there because you're camping, I'm saying get out of there because they know where you are and they're going to be coming for you. Tip number 3, keep engagements long range. The LMGs fit a nice niche between assault rifles and sniper rifles, okay? In Modern Warfare 3, they were very inaccurate at range, even except for when you lie down, so they essentially fit no niche. You had to use them where pretty much any other gun would be better suited for that scenario. The LMGs can honestly go fully automatic at long ranges better than most assault rifles can, and that is an extremely good trait they have, and you'll be getting a lot of long range kills. So try to keep the engagements long range. Don't run in there because the hip fire is atrocious, and even when you put laser sight on, it won't make too much of a difference. Number 4, beware of spawn switching, okay? When you're set up with an LMG, if you're head glitching or doing whatever and shooting guys with your target finder or just shooting guys long range, you gotta beware that if you're actually killing guys, your team is probably going to be moving forward. So make sure you take a look at that minimap every once in a while to see that if your entire team is where you're kind of shooting guys, the other team is kind of going to be spawning behind you. Black Ops 2 is a spawn-phobic game, so frankly it switches spawns every 5 seconds, so you really got to be aware of that so people don't come up behind you. Now, the other tips are not general tips, but just things that I've found useful while using the LMGs. For score streaks, I found the Guardian quite useful. Also, the UAV is always useful for knowing where people are, but since everyone uses it, you may want to skip it and use something else if you prefer. I also found counter UAV was pretty useful. Since you're kind of going to be in one area shooting your LMG, if you have counter UAV, the only people who are going to know where you are the people who are watching the kill cams. So that's something pretty useful. Also, attachments. The attachments I found useful are quick draw. The LMGs zoom in quite slowly, so putting quick draw will give you an advantage if you have to kill a guy medium or close range. Also, For sights, Target Finder is an extremely good site, and I would recommend using that. But other long-range sights are also good. You'll see gameplay in this video with the variable zoom scope, and I haven't got the dual band, but I picked up someone's LSAT with a dual band, and it was excellent. So try out those long-range sights. I would recommend not using the red dot sight, because frankly LMGs are just not meant for that kind of combat. You're going to need to go a little bit further. Also, foregrip. Certain LMGs, if you find it's bouncing around too much at range and you can't get that accuracy, slap a foregrip on, and that will solve a lot of your problems. Also, another good attachment that is often underused is silencer. The LMG's range is pretty insane. I'm not going to get into the damage and range in this video, because that's a whole different video. If you guys want to see an LMG comparison video between damages and ranges and all that, then just comment below and say that you want that, and I'll be happy to make it for you, but that's a totally different video. Silencer is an extremely good option because it can let you kind of camp out an area, and not really camp out, but be in an area unnoticed, and it's honestly underused, but it does take a while to unlock, so that is maybe the reason why not many people use it. For perks, the perks I found effective are Flak Jacket. I wouldn't use Ghost because you're going to be spending a lot of time shooting an most likely unsilenced gun and also not moving. Ghost only works when you're moving, and the LMG, even if you're moving, it's not going to be by that much, and you're going to have to stand still quite a bit so people are going to know where you are. So Flak Jacket is always good because it makes it harder for people to get you out of an area. Toughness is extremely good because if you start getting shot at and you start flinching, you may start missing. Dexterity is also another really good choice. It lets you, after sprinting, aim down sights faster. So that combined with quick draw will help you get those medium engagements and even some close range engagements. Also, I found Tactical Mask pretty useful when paired with Flak Jacket, basically so that you can be in an area and people just can't get you out, and you can just be a mega beast and destroy everyone. For equipment, what I found most useful is Bouncing Betties and Shock Charges. Essentially, it's for basically when you go into an area, like if you're on whatever the one is with all the shipping containers, like shipment or whatever it is, and you know those two areas that are directly adjacent from each other and all the snipers go there. Well, you could always go there with an LMG and start shooting people moving below, and a Bouncing Betty and one shock charge or a couple of shock charges will make it so that if people try to come in behind you to kill you, you can destroy them easily. I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe, and as always, have a nice day.
Hostile UAV above.